Mm. Yeah, I was
This place
expecting
was well
to be
hidden.
this empty.
Doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
hidden, it's isolated, it's destroyed. We can't do any damage here.
Let's see.
I still don't know exactly what you're planning to do, but
Getting it out of
Everything's
it.
gone.
We're getting you out of it. Just some cords hanging here and there that they were too lazy to untangle.
Even the kids' room is empty.
Lucy, I'll need you on alert. Keep an eye on Flower.
it's fine.
We don't
Understood,
anticipate
Commander.
this going well. Not your orders are not to harm, but retain if necessary.
Okay.
We don't know what that thing might try to pull while we are during this. I'm just gonna take every precaution. You might see strange things appear in the room. You're also under orders to try to detain those things as we see them, writhing tentacles or otherwise.
Understood, Commander.
Destroy them if you must. If you can.
Good room should be over here for this. Pretty much close to the right size. It's so weird to see this place so empty. And when I first came here, this is where I lived at actually. I stayed here with Artys for a little bit.
Watch your step.
Akiza.
Yes.
Head hurts so much.
Just a little further.
Where are we going?
And down the stairs,
To the right.
on the floor on the landing. Or to the room on the landing.
Right.
Something's fail.
Fine.
This place is old, and there's bugs around.
Yeah. It also has a weird smell now. It hasn't been gone that.
Flower. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just a bit further. Into this room.
Little dragon, or little spirit. You might not want to stay here. For the time being, you might want to head elsewhere.
I should be fine. as long as they're outside the walls of this room.
But still, I just wanted it. Nice weather. Anything.
Akiza, start erecting the
Is
barriers.
this in here? Pull talisman. Stop on door. Just show it. The wall shot to glow. Like a barrier between it and us. Along with the floor and ceiling.
Wait. You have one order. We're gonna give you a call out. A signal. When that time comes, I want you to throw up your magic barrier as strong as you possibly can.
Okay.
Awesome. I know this is going to be hard for you to hold, but use this if you feel like it's moving close to you. There's a talisman of us. It's basically a talisman that will put a barrier around your soul. Or around you to protect your soul. Soul protection. I have one on me.
If it comes to it, I will though.
Even though my soul's not here with me. You got that book?
Yes. I gave it to Lucy to carry because I did not have the capacity. I needed the book I handed you.
Understood, Commander. She hands you the book.
This book is bound with dragon skin, a dragon hide, made with pages that are really durable. It shall not break easy, even if tremendous force is applied to it.
Cookie, should we take one more precaution? There's something I probably shouldn't have.
Your sword is part of you, part of bound to your soul. However, if you feel that you might risk raising against us, just keep it close. Hand it to Lucy. She'll hold it onto it, but stay close so you can still feel your connection. We need you to have every ounce of strength you need right now.
She takes the sword, looks at it for a moment, but holds it to her side.
Flower isn't giving it to you yet.
Very good.
Am I
When
supposed
you
to?
look at Akiza, you see energy circling her. You ready for this?
As ready as I can be?
Alright.
Please just make it be quiet for me.
Come closer. call upon the powers of all the elements. Lend me your strength. I can also feel her. What was the name y'all called it again? Tomato face?
We probably should give him a real name at this point.
Sometimes naming it is not a good thing.
But names give bindings to creatures. I know this very well.
But also power. And I'm not willing to share power with something like that. Alright.
He levitates the book. Opening the pages.
Okay, there's a lot of power swirling around me. I'm like, I'm not used to this. Alright, focus. Like I said the last time to you, entity, this one is under my protection. I don't want you here anymore. I don't want you torturing this soul. Start challenging energy around you. I banish you from her. The power that I have cast out of her. Be gone with you. GM.
And so, in that moment, as she casts that spell, you see it. Black tendrils extending from her back and then changing into spikes, immediately aiming towards you.
Cookie's body glows with power, his eyes bright with the might of divinity. I call upon my greatest strength.
Zax, Zes, Yalomimi, Osmonde, Yoresu, Ayaku, Okunet, Ese, Nayayes, Exator, Zos, Esayo, Rambimi, Nit, Nachasa, Airline, Soul, Biblical Binding!
And that immediately the tendrils are turned and pulled towards the book. But it also begins to pull Flower in as well, still trying to latch on to her. Though,
Hey, Lucy, grab her!
as these tendrils are pulled back, suddenly, Flower feels something pulling in her chest. For a moment, her soul is released. But then,
Cookie pulls out a piece
single
of paper from
moment.
his sack.
one moment, but in a single moment, something interferes, and the soul is freed. And it swirls towards the book, but then you see it, though it begins wrapping itself around the book. The symbol on the book begins to change to that eye.
talisman another time.
Tier 1 spell, Mage's Storage. The book is spirited away into a pocket space meant for holding a wizard spell book. I'll call upon you later when I know what to do with you. Well, there goes another spell.
My
You okay?
chest hurts for some reason.
How was your soul?
Oh,
I swear it popped for a moment.
yeah.
I don't know.
You'll see Cookie is levitating your contract. I thought I was gonna have to use this. He rolls it up and puts it away.
That was a lot.
Ah, my fucking Christ.
I think I summoned too much energy.
We have a very dangerous artifact in our possession now. That dimensional space will only hold that book for about 16 hours before I have to uncast it back. But until that time, maybe we can find a nice lockbox to shove it in.
DM?
That talisman. Oh, just the talisman.
How am I feeling?
Yes, there's-
Slap it on the book just in case.
I am hearing
Binding.
I can't call it
cracking.
back yet.
I'm hearing cracking, Commander. Like glass cracking. Is that normal? The door doesn't seem to be changed at all.
Recall! The book leaves the
My
extra dimensional
berry.
space.
It does so in a shattering way, as if the gateway itself was shattered open. The book is flipping pages, and
Oops, wrong one.
it seems to be writing in itself.
I should have known the
And
spell
then-
wasn't gonna work as intended.
Well, now, Cookie, you recognize some of these symbols. It's writing spells. And then
What is it
From my
doing?
library. It's writing down spells from my eternal library.
you
I
then-
decipher what spell it's writing.
Well, it's actually what seems to be, at first, what seemed to be a starting of dimensional door, but then it's changing it, as if adding to a magic circle.
It's
as
making
if
a magic
taking
circle spell.
that, as if taking that base and modifying it.
This thing's trying to craft a teleport spell. Fuck!
Talisman of Soulment. Fuck. Talisman of Binding. Fuck it.
I don't have anything that's
The
not temporary.
shovel.
I'm out of
These are well, the
spells.
best I could do. So,
Commander,
6 is left.
I think the solution is actually quite simple.
Lucy, go ahead if you have a good idea.
3 bindings.
I do have a
One
question
Soulment.
about the parchment written on this. It is parchment,
It's me.
correct?
It is, what was that material your friend said? Frickin' Fey weave or something. It's really durable shit.
What the
Can it
paper?
suffer water damage?
Oh, they hide.
This thing is impervious to fire damage, water damage, electric damage, ice damage. It was built as essentially the highest tier wizard spell book because you don't want those to break. Because I didn't want this thing to shatter the book to escape its bindings before it was sealed.
Is it Fey Ironwood?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh,
Made into paper.
if that's the case, Commander, I'm sorry. I do not have any solutions for this. I was thinking of simply burning it, sir.
I am.
Unfortunately, that was an idea, but I didn't want to risk it destroying the book before it was sealed to break the seal, so I made the book indestructible. Well, as indestructible as I could with money, so that it couldn't break its bindings.
That don't feel. That's not. That don't feel. I am.
The book continues to write. It's trying to. And it does continue to write, but
Hold it.
it's
Blink.
taking the information that was given from Akiza's spells, charms that they were throwing in, those bindings.
It's
The talismans.
I see. Well, you must learn this. My spells require higher slots to use, so unless you have some soul magic lying around, you're gonna have a hard time. Theirs requires a divine connection to the druids.
It stops for a
not
moment,
really the druids, but other things.
and then it flips another page. It's laughing at you.
I'm sure you'll make this hard for me.
It then quickly whips up a small spell, and then you see a fireball form right on top of it. It continues to laugh at you. Next page,
an ember
it
spell.
laughs and laughs and laughs.
Okay, so you know cantrips, fine. Those are the only magic you can use without slots.
Stop giving it an information cookie.
It already brainstormed.
Spinning.
It's clearly stolen some information from our castings in this very room. But it does not have my library of 16,000 spells, so...
Then it stops laughing. It then begins to write something. A picture. Something interesting. It's showing... It seems to be its way of communicating. Though, this picture, it's showing... It's... essentially its way of acquiring souls. It's riding a tree. It's riding a dragon.
Don't you fucking dare use her soul.
And then it also writes down the book.
Use whose soul?
And
My
then
spells. Damn it. Didn't even think of that.
Does this bastard have something like a magic?
Struffle's soul was in a lot worse condition than Lucy's.
It then actually turns to another page. It shows basically the book again. But this time, it's just showing it plucking out a simple scale from that book. And then it's showing the alchemical power within it. But by showing in what is considered a magical equation. By costs
No, this is useful.
and by materials. It is in a way thinking magic as a process a computer would. And now it's comparing the equal amount to a soul. It's making an equation about the soul.
You do not have the power to sever like me. Regenerated parts, although even dragon quality, only have some magical properties. And unless you take a part of that which is precious, will you get this magic that I have. But still, it's good to know the chemical makeup of a dragon scale. That's actually kind of nice.
It's laughing at you again. Before flipping back to the magic circle. It knows something that you don't know, Commander, it seems.
16,000 spells, and I've never once tried to make my own. It's because for anyone who knows anything about spellcraft knows that there's a backfire risks when making spells.
It finishes the circle, but, well, the outer circle. It's now working into an inner circle. And by the size of it, you think it is going through 4 circles. One at the top, one in the middle, and then one in the bottom, and then the core spell.
Some teleportation circles, wards, things like that. This is not like anything I've seen. Spellcraft check. I want to see if I can potentially discern what the hell this thing's trying to make.
Sure thing.
For
Looking
once, I
how
need a D20.
it's...
Go ahead.
Well, from what the looks of things, it did try to making essentially a plane warp thing at its base, but now it's working on summoning circle of some kind.
Idiot. Sorry.
Summoning circle. Wait, does Lothric... Oh, Lothric blocks out extra-dimensional transportation. That's right.
Anything
but
magical,
summoning... Well, the god...
teleportation, and summoning. Just,
No, summoning was the
gods
exception.
have
It's
it
the
locked
problem.
and locked. Certain summoning, yes. Interdimensional summonings, no.
Of course, that is simply one part of it that it's in the middle of writing. So you don't know what sort of tier this summoning will be. But you can tell it's summoning, that's for sure.
Well, if it's trying to use plane shift as a base that's already 7th tier. This thing's so complicated, I'm worried that it might be mythic tier.
Mythic tier.
It's normally a spell you cannot access without a very high cost. Or to be you have to be a creature who is so powerful that you're legendary, that you will, if you were to be left alone to grow and gain strength, could reach godhood through one of the other paths, the path of strength, to simply become so powerful that you have to be acknowledged as a god.
Then that might piss off the gods here.
Mythic spells are typically only accessed by such creatures or, like me, a god. However, as you know, my spells come at weird costs, so getting a mythic point, as I like to call it, is really hard. Really hard.
You know, Commander, I actually find this writing quite interesting.
Do tell, Lucy.
Well, honestly, I thought by the way you described it, you're fighting some sort of mythical being. But by the way it's writing, it seems to be more like a computer, Commander.
I guess that makes sense. I'm not as knowledgeable. Continue.
Well, by the way that it's writing, it seems to be some sort of code. Even though it probably must be magical in nature in some way, it seems to be a simple computer code. So in a way, whatever this entity is might be trying to cross boundaries between digital and reality. Though, it is quite confusing, Commander. It is... I do not see the harmony in any of it all. It seems to me like a rush job.
I mean, it is trying to get out of here as
panicking.
fast as it can.
The fact that it can still think while bound in this form is already absurd. But I also didn't expect this to be normal. That's why I prepared a special book and not some fucking notebook off the local shelf.
It probably would have been better. We would probably been able to destroy it.
I fear
I'm
that if we
cynical
tried
about
to
it.
destroy the book, we simply would have set it free, even though traditionally that would kill it. I didn't want to take any chances. I could disintegrate it, but I'm not sure if that was the option either. But that also cost me one of my
Hold it.
2 level 6s left.
I'm able to think clear. Hold it. What was it? The phone. Because she did send me what she used to make it.
For now, is there any way we can just shut it up? You know what? Fuck you. Pulls out a pen. Pulls out magic ink. Goes up to the spell circle. And starts within the pages within it writing a dispel magic scroll.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Oh, I'm gonna dispel it. I'm gonna use its own effing paper to do it.
As you
Scribe.
write your dispel, you then are noticing one thing. It's not writing over it. It's making a subcircle around it, as if incorporating it into the spell.
Dispel magic is gonna help you transdimensionally teleport, but yeah. Well, that didn't work. I didn't get far, though. Break enchantment's actually a 7-page spell, so.
Well,
What part about I
I'm not
made it as
liking this
durable as I
thing.
fucking could? Oh,
It's kitchen fire.
still. This is made out of literal fucking hide.
Yes, and this is star metal.
Still, we don't know what it's doing.
nice.
But for now, I think we just need to contain this thing in some kind of way.
I mean, right now it's
God
contained in 2 barriers.
There is something I can do, though. If I do it, we won't be able to take it out of this room anymore.
Bind
And
it to
Flower,
the room.
I'll sadly... No, something different. Flower, I would need a 5th tier spell slot from you, though, to do this.
Are you sure it'll work?
I don't know. I'm about to cast something I'm not happy to cast.
This is fascinating.
It's gonna cost me my only. What have you learned? Maybe you can stop me from doing spinning this slot.
Well, I'm simply reading the code, Commander.
What's it say?
Well, to be simply put, Commander, I'd say it's something that you meatbags would call beauty.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
The
You
way
called
that the-
me what?
It doesn't.
Well, I am quite made of metal. But looking at it and how it's designed, it is intricate. Yet complex, yet so simple to read. It is confusing, but not at the same time. It is beauty. But I believe there is quite a simple way to stop this.
And what's that?
Well, well, if this is a line of code, a single typo would cause the entire thing to blow up in its face.
I just tried to overwrite it, and it simply overwrote my overwrite.
Just draw something random?
No, Commander. What it did was incorporate your own code into its own code. You gave it functional material.
Give it something that's not functional.
Hold on. He goes up to the magic circle and simply puts a simple X through it.
You then see it stop for a moment. It then flips to another page and starts to try again.
This book, after it's been biblically bound, you have to understand, has infinite pages. I would have to monitor and constantly disrupt this thing indefinitely.
What if you give it
Then
something to
how
work
did-
with that doesn't work?
Code.
You know,
I can put a hive mind on his ass to keep him.
Oh my.
If it's cold,
Actually, there is.
I'm
When it
willing to
comes to
take that
magic,
chance.
there are certain solutions to things that are sometimes dumb. Hold on. Maybe I actually have a solution for this stupid shit. Hold on. I need to check my spell list. Give me a second to remember.
you know.
Lucy, while he's doing that, do you mind if I just... Thanks.
Hold on. Do I have it? Do I have access to it?
It is alright.
Come on, please be in here.
You know.
Obscure script, yes. Created latent illusion. Okay. I will need that 5th tier slot.
Oh, Commander.
They have
Instead
my...
of
Yes.
probably wasting that as such an important material, why don't you just prematurely activate it?
This would cost me
You
a
have-
7th tier slot.
Enter.
No. Technically speaking, Commander, it's not you who is making the costs here.
Hey, legit, just write enter in. Let's see what that happens. Treat it
There
like
is
a
no
computer.
enter for a spell. You simply touch the circle, start reading from it, lawyers, je sais, and let the magic activate as you read.
You see the spell book begin to activate, and as it's prematurely activated, you see it begin to invert and break into itself, like a small collapsing star.
Lucy, get back.
The
Flower,
the
Akiza.
the entire book is now gone. Nothing is left.
It's kind of hoping to hold on to that, but because keeping an eye on a demon is better than not having an eye. But well, we just sent it to some random dimension where we have no idea what's going to happen to it.
I don't think it got sent to a dimension, Commander.
Well, it was
Sure.
casting. It was trying to craft a plane shift spell. If it was incomplete, that probably would have sucked it into a random plane. Of course, since we're in the multiverse, who knows where the fuck it could have wound up.
Correction, Commander. We are at a nexus point. That means that, if not done correctly, simple spells like that could cause an inverse effect, which will cause the entity to be scattered into what would be considered as space dust.
So
Okay.
it's gone?
Fracture.
It was scattered across the multiverse.
I hope that doesn't come back to bite us later.
Mind
Because that
you,
thing grew from
atomized.
nothing into something.
It is atomized, though. I did not see an issue with it.
It's
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take your word for it, Lucy. That it is gone for now.
This spell.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Flower. How are you?
I'm so tired. And I finally don't feel like I'm being watched.
Let's go home, Lucy. Sorry. Let's go home, Flower and Akiza. You need to rest. For the first time ever, you need to rest.
Sorry, I just have a lot to think about.
It's understandable. Plus, I want to go check on Truffles. I have no idea what the backwash of what we've done today might have.
Everything will be okay.
I don't like making promises I can't keep.
We can keep it.
I hope so. And Akiza, you probably need rest too. You probably blew. I could tell just looking at you how drained your magic supply looks. Your soul is.
Oh. I'm not really drained. I'm just.
So stressful.
I'm high off all that energy, okay? That was a lot of energy that I was.
Why did I feel so cold when you were doing the book thing?
For just a moment, that thing held onto your soul so tight that it popped out.
Oh, how great.
I was so worried I was going to have to use my contract to try to pull it back.
You could have, it doesn't cost you anything.
Except I was very terrified that what it might have torn your soul to pieces if I did.
I would I was gonna say I would refuse.
I say, whatever it was. I'm glad it interfered then, Commander.
Yes, I don't know what that was, but I am thankful. Let's go. And see.
Home down. And yeah, and see.
Yay! Find a cookie model.
This one?
You managed to find this model? I've been looking everywhere for this.
Dude, it was in the free popularity tab on both.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Well, at least it's free.
So we can give Cookie a revolver.
No, he does not need a gun.
I'm psychotic enough.
Am I bright? Oh shit, I'm bright. We all
A little bit
bright.
of a bright world, but
Alright,
Will do.
alright, listen, you're seeing eyes around you.
Wait, hold up. I'm seeing eyes now too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you in the mood, you see, and your producer. Right,
The
right,
voices
so gotta
are
hear me, right? The voices are loud, your mom doesn't love you, and that your life is terrible.
That's not
Alright,
true.
Now, action.